Hey, Jax. How you doing, boy? Hey, hang on. Put you on a leash. Hang on. Oh. Hey, boy.
Well, yeah, it's that time of year. We're starting to get the fall colors and starting to get a little chilly out. We are approaching winter for sure. I could definitely feel it in the air. So a little update, a couple things. I was thinking about van life, and the other day I was driving to a job, and I don't know why, I was just thinking about money and van life. How to manage your money while living in a van and living that lifestyle. And needless to say, it's a lot easier than managing it when you have such large expenses such as rent or mortgage. One of the biggest perks of van life is saving tons of money. Now, having said that, you could save tons of money and everything, but it's what you do with that money and where you put it is what I was thinking about. So I kind of wanted to go into that a little bit. But before I do, I wanted to give you guys a little update. Looks like Keith and I were talking about going around the country this year, but it's looking more like we're probably just going to go to Florida. And the reason for that is because this has been a really bad year for me financially due to not just COVID, but COVID's kind of a thing in the past these days, but the writer's strike and SAG strike going on with our union, or the film industry across the board, it has been just dead. So my income this year has been significantly lower than the past 10, 15 years. It's almost like I'm just out of high school again. So it's a good thing I'm living this lifestyle, because it would have seriously affected me if I was still living in an apartment or, wherever. I had an apartment in Villa Park. And yeah, I'd be hurting. I'd probably be able to get by, but I would not be, I wouldn't be going to Florida. I wouldn't be doing anything. I wouldn't be boating. I wouldn't be doing, I'd be in the trap. I'd be working literally just to stay above water. And that's what van life has done for me, and I'm sure for a lot of people. It puts you in a position where, if you're living in an apartment or a house and you are just working just to stay above water, you're in the trap, and that sucks. Where when you live in a van, you could work the same job, the same hours, making the same money, and yet you have a lot more financial freedom. However, having said all that, it's what you do with that money that matters. And I kind of was thinking about it the other day, and I was like, man, a good formula, if you're looking to start van life, and a good way to start is, first of all, just a start. Right away, let's just say, I'm going to throw a random number out there. It's low, but it just makes sense. Let's just say your monthly expenses is about $1,000 a month, right? Okay. So you move into a van full time, you lose that $1,000 a month expense. That's rent, ComEd bill, Nicor water, whatever. So immediately, every single month, you have $1,000 a month freed up. Obviously, you don't quit your job and move in a van. Some people think, I really want to do the van life, but I'm not sure about quitting my job. You don't have to quit your job. Most people, I think nobody quit. I mean, why do people think they have to quit their job and move in a van and to get the van life experience? You don't. You can still live and work. You could work your regular job and live in a van. One of the biggest perks for me for van life was the film industry. Van life was great. It was a blessing for the film industry. It helped me out a lot. But anyways, $1,000 a month you're saving. What do you do with that $1,000 a month? Well, I'll tell you what you should do. Right away, take part of that money and put it in a savings. Save, save, save. Don't touch it. Let it build up. Because eventually you are going to come across an expense. And that expense could be super high. It could be super low. One thing about living in a van, you're living in a van. So therefore, eventually something's going to go wrong with your van, and you're going to have to either pay a mechanic or do what I do, learn how to repair it yourself. Most things I can do myself, but one day I may not be able to. And I'm going to have to fork up God knows how much, and you have to. You have no choice. It's your home. So I would highly recommend starting what I call an oh shit fund right away. Out of that $1,000, call it like $200 or $300 a month. Right away, put it in that savings and don't touch it. So let's just say that's $300 a month. That leaves you with about $700 a month you are now saving. I would highly recommend taking that's a couple $100 a month and start putting it in places where you will see it again one day, such as a CD or an I-bond or even a Roth IRA. Fund things that are going to be good for your future. And, like retirement or CDs or any of that. Those are good places to put your money. Not just putting it in keeping your savings account where you're eventually going to spend it on stupid things. So basically what I'm trying to say is with the money that you're saving on rent by living in a van, it is definitely a good idea to put that money in a smart place rather than just saving it. Because I've seen too many people say, oh yeah, I'm saving all this money, but then they start spending it stupidly, like going on all sorts of, I'm going to go over here, or do whatever. So anyways, I don't, it made more sense in my head when I was talking about it the other day in my, while I was driving. But again, when it comes to saving money in a van, don't just put in a savings or your checking account. Put it in smart places. So yeah, I'm done talking about all that. Yeah. So when it comes to the Florida thing, I think we're just gonna end up going to Florida, and that's about it. I am talking about bringing some welding equipment down there, and maybe trying to get some jobs down there during the winter. Because one thing about the Chicagoland area, with what I do, there's welding work, but very little. And, the film industry is completely dead, so I can't really rely on that. And I also still occasionally work on motorcycles, but again, dead in the winter. So, last year, or no, it wasn't last year, but the year before that, I did like a Florida series. It was like, 6 or 7 videos. It was all van life down in Florida. I think I'm going to do the same thing, but I may spend a little more time there this year, especially if I'm getting jobs. If I get jobs, there is no question I will be spending a little more time down in Florida this year. So we'll see how it goes. Everything's just kind of up in the air. We're going to probably leave the day after Christmas. So that'll be kind of cool. We're going to take our time. We're going to take like the 5 days to get down there. And the goal is to spend New Year's in St. Petersburg, Florida. So that would be kind of cool. I did that with Sarah. I think that was like 2019, I think it was. Or 21 maybe. I don't know. It was one of those years. We went down there and we spent the whole New Year's thing on St. Pete Beach. That was awesome. I've never seen the beach with a bunch of fireworks. That's like the first time. So that was kind of cool. So anyways, yeah, this video, nothing fancy on this video. It's just kind of an update and talking about, van life finances. You're going to save a lot of money living in a van. I have people ask me all the time, man, you must be stacking. And I'm like, well, yeah, you're stacking, but it's more, one thing about van life, a guy like me, I work for myself, so I find things to spend money on. You know what I mean? Not big things, but, I'm always looking at like new welders and this for a job. You know what I mean? I'm always looking to advance and bring myself up. But, so you got to spend money to make money doing things like what I do. So, yes, I do save. I do well. I do well for myself. I'm not necessarily always fighting just to stay above water, where if I had that apartment, I feel like I would also be in the trap, just working just to stay above water, which doesn't sound like life to me. But, yeah, overall, just be smart with your money. That's all I have to say. Just be smart with it. So, anyways, if you made it this far listening to me ramble on about stupid things, you're the weirdo, not me. So yeah, thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe. Keep it simple, keep it real, and I'll see you guys on the next one.